Today we'll discuss next 10 poems of Gitanjali by Tagore. Okay, leave this chanting and singing and telling of beads. Whom do you worship in the lonely dark corner of a temple with doors all shut? Open your eyes and see your God and is not before you. He is He's there, where the tiller is tilling the hard ground, and where the path maker is breaking stones. He is with them in sun and in shower, and his garment is covered with dust. Put off your holy mantle, and even like him, come down on the dusky soil. Deliverance. What is this deliverance to? Where is this deliverance to be found? Our Master Himself has joyfully taken upon Him the bonds of creation. He is bound with us all forever. Come out of your meditations and leave aside your flowers and incense. What harm is there if your clothes become tattered and stained? Meet Him and stand by Him in toil and in sweat as you grow. So this poem is very straightforward because it talks about it talks about that God is not in prayers and meditations. God is in, as I was saying, karma yoga. Tagore believes in karma yoga. So you work by working endlessly towards your goal, and living your life in your daily pursuits. With that, you reach the real God, because God is not in the lonely dark corners of your temples, in your houses. God is where you know God is where activity is going on, any activity. It's if it, Whether it's tiller tilling or path making stones, in any, like anything which you do, by working you respect God. uh, Deliverance. Deliverance means we call uh, in our Indian system moksha or liberation. So how can that's called the ultimate goal of human existence in Indian philosophical systems. So what is how can deliverance be found? And so Tagore says that deliverance, you know uh, why are you going for deliverance? Because it's not being out of bound, because God in fact himself is in bondage with this creation. So you know bounded with all of us. So why are you trying to get out of it or something like that? So basically, again, it's about you know you know looking at the real part and not losing yourself in the idealistic aspect of God. The time that my journey takes is long, and the way of it long. I came out of the chariot of the first gleam of light and pursued my voyage towards the wilderness of the world, leaving my track on many a stars and planets. It is the most distant course that comes nearest to yourself, and the training is the most intricate, which leads to the utter simplicity of a tune. The traveler has to knock at every alien door to come to his own, and one has to wander through all the outer worlds to reach the innermost shrine at the end. My eyes strayed far and wide before I shut them and said, "Here are you." The question and the cry, "Oh, where?" melt into tears of thousand streams and deluge the world with the flood of the assurance, "I am." Okay, this is one of my favorite poem number 12, very favorite poem. So it's about journey of life. You know, it's a very interesting journey. You know, you go to various places to in search of yourself, and that journey give essentially gives a meaning in your life. So ultimately, you know, ultimately you might return back to the same door where you started from, but in in going through the journey of life, you understand, you ultimately, you do everything, and ultimately you understand who you are at the core. Point number 13. The song that I came to sing remain unsung to this day. I've spent my days in stringing and in unstringing my instrument. The time has not come true, the words have not been rightly set. Only this is the agony of wishing in my heart. The blossom has not opened, only the wind is sighing by. I have not seen his face, nor have I listened to his voice. Only I have heard his gentle footsteps from the road before my house. The live the livelong day have passed in spreading his seat on the floor, but the lamp have not been lit, and I cannot ask him into my house. I live in the hope of meeting with him, but the meeting is not yet. Okay, this one is difficult. Uh, the song that I came to sing remains unsung to this day. Uh, I guess the purpose of your life uh, has not led to its conclusion. I've spent my time stringing and unstringing, preparing. The time has not come true, the word has not been rightly said, and there is an agony of wishing in my heart. The blossom have not opened, only the wind is sighing by. The blossom has not opened, only the wind is sighing by. Time is going on, but but the goal, but the destiny has not been reached. I have not seen his face, nor have listened to his voice. Only I have heard his gentle footsteps. Okay, so my what I understand from it is, it's about faith. That you, a lot, you might have a lot of goals in your life, and ultimately what matters is that uh, you know it and more or less goals take time to achieve ultimately. So but you know uh, our life is such that we lose and gain hope every moment. So ultimately, what matters is having faith in yourself and in this world that you would be able to achieve your purposes, something like that. Point number 14. My desires are many and my cries pitiful, but ever uh, did you save me by hard refusal, and this strong mercy have been wrought into my life through and through. Day by day, you are making me worthy of the simple, great gifts that you gave to me unasked, the sky and the light, this body and the life and the mind, saving me from the perils of overmuch desire. These are times when I languidly linger, and times when I awaken and hurry in search of my goals. But cruelly you hid yourself from before me. Day by day, you are making me worthy of the full acceptance by refusing me ever and anon, saving me from perils of weak, uncertain desires. So, this is about perils of desire. Uh, you know, in the poem, the Tagore is saying that oh God, or life or anything, with time you are, you know getting me away from this world of materialism, this world of desire. But if we leave that aspect, the more important aspect is the perils of desire. That materialistic desire, emotional desire, all kinds of desire. Desire is a negative connotation. So never attach love and desire. These are two very different terms. Desire is, at least in uh, Indian language, used in a very negative connotation. Okay, so the more desire you have, the more unworthy you are for the life, in that sense. Because if a man if a man houses a lot of desires, he is not able to accomplish much in life, because he is keeping, he's jumping from one desire to the next. And these desires ultimately are shallow, very shallow in nature. So the deeper aspects of life are missed generally. So day by day, you're making me worthy of full acceptance by refusing me ever, saving me from perils of weak, uncertain desire. So, by refusing oneself, you make yourself worthy of living a better life, of living a purposeful life. 15th, I'm here to sing your song. In the hall of yours, I have a corner seat. In your world, I have no work to do. My useless life can only break out in tunes without a purpose. When the hour strikes, as your silent worship at the dark temple of midnight, command me, my master, to stand before you to sing. When in the morning air the golden harp is tuned, honor me, command my presence. In I am here to sing your song. In this hall of yours, I have a corner seat. Well, corner seat. In this world, I have no work to do. My useless life can only break out in tunes without a purpose. What does that mean? According to me, I guess the meaning is like, it's about purposeless life. That uh, though people will say, they have some or other life purpose, but ultimately, when you think about it, what is the reason you're living ultimately? If you believe in Darwin's theory, it's just selection of fittest. If you believe in any religion, then there's liberation, moksha, or some concept like that. But ultimately, and most of you might not believe in religion. So ultimately, what is the purpose we are serving as humanity, or especially one person, we as individuals? So ultimately, it comes out that there is no inherent purpose in human life. Thus, uh, uh, thus, only thing we can do is we can have faith and keep on living our life. When the hour strikes for your silent worship at the dark temple of midnight, command me, my master, to stand before you to sing. So, silent worship, dark temple at midnight. I'm not sure of the meaning, but I think it's related to ego, ignorance. When the hour strikes for the silent worship and dark temple at midnight. I don't know. There can be other meanings also. So uh, in this worthless life, it's about getting some meaning in this life. Okay. Hmm. Inner reflections. Sorry, poem number 16. I have had my invitation to the world's festival, and thus my life have been blessed. My eyes have seen and my ears have heard. It was my part at this feast to play upon my instrument, and I have done all I could. Now I ask, has the time come at last when I may go in and see your face and offer you my silent salutation? I have had my invitation to the world's festival, and thus my life have been blessed. My eyes have seen and my ears have heard. It was my part at the feast to play upon my instrument, and I have done all I could. Now I ask, has the time come when I may go in and see your face and offer you my silent salutation? So, so it says, we are born in life, and and we have seen this blessed world. We have had these beautiful experiences, and and everyone plays. Everyone we play this role in this life, but then there is a time for there is a time for participating in the world outside, but there is one crucial part of life, and that's solitude. That's it's not exactly meditation, but it's yeah, it's you can say it's meditation in a sense ki introspection of your own life. Yes, introspection is the word. So at the end of the day you must take time to introspect what's going on in your life, and where it is going. So I will use I will take the meaning of this poem like that. Okay. Poem number 17. I'm only waiting for love to give myself up at last into his hands. This is why it is so late and why I have been guilty of such omissions. They come with their laws and their codes to bind me fast, but I evade them ever, for I am only waiting for love to give myself up last into his hands. People blame me and call me heedless. I doubt not they are right in their blames. The market day is over and the work is all done for the busy. Those who came to call me in vain have gone back in anger. I'm only waiting for love to give myself up to last into your hands. Main line, तीन चार बार repeat हुई है. I'm only waiting for love to give myself up at last into your hands. Waiting for love. It's not that love. It's obviously uh, oh, there are a lot of kinds of love, I guess. One is romantic love. The second is the religious, yeah, godly love. Third is parently love. Anyways, I'm only waiting for love to give myself up at last into his hands. This is why it is so late and why I have been guilty of such omissions. They come with their laws and their codes to bind me fast, but I wait them ever, as for I'm only waiting for love to give myself up at last into your hands. Huh. Well, ultimately, what it's saying is that uh, the thing is, this life tries to bind you with its many obligations, as it says, with its laws and codes, and people blaming you, and the market day and the work. Everything is trying to bind you to this world, and so you're not never able to give yourself up to yourself. when I say I'm only waiting for love, uh, what essentially that means is that, you know, we as human beings are, you know, we, we, we just, you know, we are so engrossed in social obligations, in everything around us, that, you know, the most basic thing, you know, like giving yourself the time, you know, giving yourself the time, and in this case, uh, you know, into his hands. It's normally you can introspect it, and, you know, in God's hand, I'm waiting for love to give myself. But, you know, I will use this his in, you know, interpret. I will interpret this poem in the sense that, you know, my own, like, you know, I am not, you know, and I'm just not loving myself more, because I'm, you know, I'm attracted to this world more than I am to myself. And so, you know, day by day, I use all my time, you know, devoted to all the things around myself. But I'm just, you know, I'm not able to love myself. I'm not able to care for myself in that sense. Poem number 18th. Clouds heap upon cloud, and it darkens. Ah, love, why do you let me wait outside at the door all alone? In the busy moment of the noontide walk, I am with the crowd, but on this dark, lonely day, it is only for you that I hope. If you show me not your face, if you leave me wholly aside, I know not how I am to pass these long rainy hours. I keep gazing on the faraway gloom of the sky, and my heart wanders, wailing with the restless winds. That seems more romantic than anything. Clouds heap upon cloud as it darkens. Our love, why do you let me wait outside at the door all alone? In the busy moment of noontide work, I am with the crowd, but with the dark, lonely day, I am only with you that I hope. Well, this poem I will again take, though the main essence is God, but I will take, you know, yourself, myself, like, you know, yourself, you yourself, we ourselves. Uh, so so ultimately, you know, in when we are busy, you know, when we are working or when we are in school, in those kind of moments, we are with the crowd, and, you know, we don't realize it, but ultimately, in the most important moments of your life, you will be alone with yourself. uh, so if you show not your face, if you leave me wholly aside, I know not how I am to pass these long rainy hours. So if you abandon yourself, you know, whenever something, you know, whenever a crisis happens in your life, uh, a lot of time what happens is ki, you know, like others, you also are trying to blame yourself. So ultimately what matters is that, you know, even though everyone is not on your side, at least you should be on your side. So, you know, if you show me not your face, you know, if you don't show yourself the care, if you leave yourself wholly aside, I know not how I am supposed to pass these long rainy hours. How are you supposed to pass the crisis if you don't even try to care for yourself or something like that? I keep grazing on the far gloom of the sky, and my heart wanders, wailing in the restless wind. That's poetic, I guess. Poem number 19. If you speak not, I will fill my heart with your silence and endure it. I will keep still and wait like the night with starry vigil and its head bent low with patience. The morning will surely come, the darkness will vanish, and your voice pour down in golden streams breaking through the sky. Then your words will take wings in songs from every one of my bird's nest, and your melody will break forth the flowers in all my forest groves. If you speak not, I will fill my heart with your silence and endure it. So, that's obviously it's a poem, so it's poetic. I will keep still and wait like the night with starry vigil, and it heads bent low with patience. Let's interpret it in destiny terms. Yes. So if you speak not, if you don't heed my call, O destiny, I will be waiting. I will fill my heart with your silence and endure it. So I will keep trying. I will have my faith. So basically, yeah. So I will have my faith, and I will wait for the day that ultimate purpose is realized. The morning will surely come, the darkness will vanish, and your voice will pour down as golden streams. So, I will have that strong faith because I know that, one day that day will come when my destiny is reached. Then the words will take wings into song for every day from my bird's melody, and the melodies will break forth the flowers. And everything in life I want to achieve, I will achieve at that instant. So, the last poem for today, poem number 20th. On the day when lotus bloomed, alas, my mind was straying, and I knew it not. My basket was empty, and the flower remained unheeded. Only now and again a sadness fell upon me, and I started up from my dreams and felt a sweet trace of a strange fragrance in the south wind. That vague sweetness made my heart ache with longing, and it seemed to me that it was the eager breath of the summer seeking for its completion. I know not then that it was so near, that it was mine, and that this perfect sweetness has blossomed in the depth of my own heart. On the day the lotus bloomed, alas, my mind was straying and I knew it not. My basket was empty and the flower remained unheeded. Uh, on the day when the lotus bloomed, in our life, there are many times that we have these opportunities in life, and we are not, and we are swept by surprise. We don't know about those opportunities, so our baskets still remain empty, and we don't pluck those opportunities at the right time. Only now and again a sadness fell upon me, and I started up from my dreams and felt a sweet trace of a strange feeling in the south wind. The vague sweetness made my heart ache with longing, and it seemed to me that it was the eager breath of the summer seeking its completion. So ultimately, uh, what Tagore is saying is that in life we find great sweet opportunities when the lotus blooms, and a lot of time what happens is in our empty basket we are not able to collect them, we are not able to take you know use those opportunities in life, and after a long time we come to regret about it, we come to reminisce that that could have been the life changing moment of our life. But once we start thinking about it, once we start thinking about opportunities, we start imagining about, dreaming about them, uh, you know and once those aspirations come into our mind, slowly you will realize that those opportunity you will get those opportunities again if you stick to them. So that's it for today. See ya.